हरे कृष्ण। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Here, very important point to understand in this section. Of course, every section. One thing is false identification is the way we can be happy in this world. The false ego which Lord created. So when Prabhupada says Maya is mercy, mercy of Lord, so that we can enjoy. So the identity is very important for us to be happy in this material world. So I will explain. This is I like means of course we all have different understanding. So this understanding is also very helpful. This material world, it is created in such a way. Uh, it is where Krishna is telling also these things, and why do we need God? And when everything comes from the material world, everything can be explained without God. So the science, this principle is there, very important principle that states that there is no need to multiply the entities. That means, in other words, if something can be explained simply, and it is like if we are can be explained by restoring the minimum number of categories of essence, they can then don't need to enter into so many new categories. So scientists say, look at this world, everything can be explained from it. It is new category. Why to introduce God into it? If you can explain the whole world on its own, why do we need God? The world itself evolves. It spins itself. So this is actually one of the most fundamental principles of Sankhya, the principles of atheistic Sankhya especially, that matter is capable of self-organizing. Like there are so many Nobel laureates who come to this conclusion. And now they introduce a principle of self-organization of matter, and they got Nobel Prize also. Explain that matter can be organized itself, that no reason needed, nothing needs. So this is some closed system. Like they have given some experiments, did some calculation, everything. Nature, matter itself can create some complex forms. It is capable of self-organization. So there is no need of introducing concept of God. So why are you adding something new? Whatever is there, it is happening. Now, the original cause of all reasons. So everything is already clear. We all left with the in the womb of mother without intervention of father. So we all entered into mother without father, and like it's like illegitimate children without mother nature gave rise to this child. Now there is a phenomena in biology. This called uh, petrogenesis. Petrogenesis is when a mother can give birth to a child without a father. There are some bees and all, no? They don't need any female only is needed. Male is not needed there to give birth. So when living creatures take place without a father. So now this is actually shown. See, look, nature of this is actually how it is created. Scientists say this is then Maitreya and other acharyas, great personality, they say this is actually illusion. Krishna creates this illusion that in such a way that at first glance that there is no reason in itself is a cause of cause and the consequence. And now we'll come to the main point. This is very interesting. Prabhupada says that Maya is mercy, mercy of God in relation to living beings who want to fall into illusion. Since we want to, uh, since we want to fall in illusion, so Maya is helping. She want to get into the illusion. He created this illusory world to us, and this is mercy in relation to us. And his Uh, Now we should understand the essence of this mercy. The essence of this mercy is very important. How Krishna created the illusion? He created the illusion in such a way that she clothes it like the original cause of all. She looks like the cause of all causes. Then the first thing he creates to create an illusion is the very first element he creates is the ahankara. So ahankara is false ego. And the ego consists of kriya, karna, kartaram. The fact that I am the reason, I am the consequence, and what I do all, that is all mine only. And the kartaram, so I am the, it's all depends on me. And this is the essence of illusion created by Krishna. The illusion is a reciprocity in relation to our desire to be in illusion. So our desire to be in illusion comes down to the fact that I want to put myself in the center. And Krishna need to create a world in which everyone will be in full confidence that he is the center of creation. And he creates this world by creating ahankara, creating false ego. And with the help of this mechanism of false ego, it is very easy for a person to put himself in the center of creation. And this is that hope. By this moment, everyone like this is the psychology of everybody in this material world. There cannot be many centers by definition. There can be only one center. But here we have how much our population, that much. Like people they say, oh, you should take shelter of Guru, you should take shelter of Krishna. And many times it does not actually is a devotion also. What happens is when people say you take shelter of Krishna or Guru, they say like no, with the help by mercy of my Guru. Even outside people also say, by mercy of my Guru, I became such a great person. I always take shelter of my Guru, and because of my Guru's mercy only, I became like this. And they chant the name of Guru in the beginning of their any activity they are doing, and very proudly they are telling that no, we are by mercy of our Guru. But in this case, na, what they are this mentality, please try to understand. They want to take help of Guru to become themselves big. I am such a big person because of the mercy of my Guru. So uh, they are actually showing to people that oh, I want to become big, and Guru helped me to become big. No, that is not devotion. Devotion is we want to serve Guru. We don't want to become ourselves big. We want to serve somebody who is big. So Guru is a very close person to Krishna. That's why I want to serve him, not myself becoming something big and special. This is a wrong understanding. This is karma mentality, not bhakti mentality. We want to just serve and please Guru. What I will get, I don't want anything. Opportunity to serve my Guru is a thing. I don't want to become big, famous, rich, or any prosperity and all these things. That is not my goal only. So I became big because of my Guru's mercy is not, of course, that is true only, but in a sense that I didn't take shelter to become big. I took shelter of him to serve him, to become more pure and a opportunity to serve more. That's all. So when people say, "Oh, take shelter," to be there is so many times outside people also they say, "Asmat Guru Bhyo Namaha." No, by Guru's mercy only I became like this. Their mentality is that Guru helped me to become such a big thing. Why should Guru help you? You should serve Guru, please him, and that's all. That's what we need in life. We don't want anything, anything in return. Our return is the pleasure which we get in serving the Guru. That is actually what is devotion. What I will become, what I will get, that is not a criteria only. You got an opportunity, be pleased with that opportunity. That is, and that satisfies the heart. When we have this attitude that service itself is the blessing. separate blessings we don't need. People come say, Roji, bless me, bless me. Yes, blessing is what? You got an opportunity to serve. You are already blessed. So, this is important understanding. We always want something in return. Wanting in something in return is karma mentality. Free from suffering is jnana mentality. We should be free from jnana karma de anavritam. We should do ahayutuki bhakti, no hetu. Just the act itself is. So this is a very important understanding we should have. I have one nice thing to share also. Means not this is interesting, very important analogy when it comes to ahankara. So now we want to put ourselves in the middle. So that's why I gave this understanding that we don't want ourselves. Guru is in the center, Krishna is in the center. I just only want to assist them. I want to please them, serve them. That itself. I don't want anything in it. But ahankara is our ability to identify ourselves with something that I am not. So Krishna gives this amazing ability, ahankara, putting us in the middle. So when we do something that we are not in the illusion, so this is actually, this illusion makes us happy. Like, no, virtual reality. Now, this is a very nice analogy. You all can relate. Like, say, in the computer games. Now, what is computer games? It's a virtual reality. So, in computer games, what is the first thing that happens? A person is given an illusion of a figure. So the children sit in front of computer, not children, elders also sit. They are given, okay, you are this person. So, so and so, you can write your name also. And you are the person who is going to fight or who are going to drive a bike or you are going to jump or something. You have to do some crazy thing there. But you have to identify with the figure. And then there is another person who is competing or there are some obstacles coming. So, and then you start playing that game. So nothing really happens. There's a kind of virtual reality on the screen. But since we have ahankara and we graciously, this is actually given by the computer, and for us, the ahankara is given by Krishna. Krishna gives us this wonderful gift. He says, take it. This is for you. And we have the ability to identify ourselves as something that we are not. And therefore, looking at this screen and clicking on the buttons, we think that this motorcycle or this fighter or some jumper or somebody athletic, we rush somewhere. We overtake somebody, we beat somebody, we kill somebody, and somebody knocks us, police is chasing, we run away. And a person spends entirety on this. And sometimes people sit in front of these computer games identifying themselves with the stupid way on the screen. At the same time, they have a complete illusion that they're acting. They're acting. they and they're rushing. And this is actually illusion and absolute illusion. But a person has a complete sense of reality, and people die out of hunger also, looking at the computer screen, playing the video games. There are many cases we can hear. People died because they just for continuous 3 days they were playing this computer game, they collapsed. This is computernomia, computeronomia. This is a new disease that has arisen. When a person is attached to this virtual reality, and to the feeling that he controls this virtual reality and then he acts and he is the uh, reality in this, this is main person in this virtual reality, this motorcycle or whatever. And this is what the creation of the Lord. So we also created this virtual reality for ourselves and we are also taking it so seriously. So yesterday one person was asking, what is ahankara means? So this is ahankara. So the God is creating the false ego, and we are all the main characters here. We are all the heroes. Lovers are heroes, heroines are whatever we call it. Everyone gets this role in this virtual reality. We are all sure that our role is the most important. Either I will save the world or destroy it, or I will do something else. But reality is we are nobody. And that's actually we need to understand. And yeah, there are some more nice points we'll discuss on this. Actually, I wanted to share some things, but somehow this yesterday that question was asked about Ahankara. So then I thought we will. This is the creation and the illusion created by the Lord, and I can the points what I wanted to share means I explained. If you want to explain to somebody Ahankara, you can give this. So Lord is creating this material world, and He created Maya. Maya makes sure that you don't see who is the person who is acting behind this world. This is the first thing the Maya does. Now I enter, then karta, kriya, kartaram, whatever, kriya, karta, karya, karta, and all this, like I have the doership mentality. So now I am not seeing who is doing. Then when I enter this material world, then we are given some so-called illusion, which the real illusion, which makes us feel that I am doing, because I am not seeing anybody doing. So I am the doer. So I am the center. Now I am making it happen. And in that way, like in that virtual reality of a computer game, we think I am the doer. So in that way, we are caught up here. Clear, right? And now we'll come to this pastime that is happening. Brahmana said, "Dear Lord, you are sacrifice personified. You are the offering of clarified butter. You are the fire. You are the chanting of Vedic hymns by which sacrifice is conducted. You are the fuel, you are the flame, you are the kushagras, you are the sacrificial pots, you are the priest who perform yajna, you are the demigods headed by Indra, you are the sacrificial animal. Everything that is sacrificed in you are your energy." This we have the famous shloka in Bhagavad Gita. Brahmarpanam brahmahavir brahmagno brahmano hutah brahmaiva teva kantavyam brahma karma samadhinah. So that is also same. So all Lord Vishnu's all pervadence uh, is partially explained. It is said that Vishnu Puran that the fire mentioned in one place emanates its heat and illuminates illumination everywhere. So whatever we see within the material or spiritual world, nothing but a manifestation of different energies emanating from the Supreme Personality of God. The Brahmana statement in this Lord Vishnu is everything: the fire, the offering, the clarified metal, the utensils, place, everything. It is confirmed. Uh, it is confirmed hearing that the performance of Sankirtan Yajna, that is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. So there is no need to elaborate paraphernalia for the prescribed sacrificial ceremonies recommended in the Vedas. In the chant of holy name, Hare Krishna, Hare means energy of Krishna and Krishna is Vishnu Tattva. Combined together, they are everything. If you want to, everything is needed. So Hare Krishna mantra both are there. Energy is there and Lord is there. So in this age, persons are harassed by the influence of Kali Yuga and cannot arrange for all the requisite paraphernalia for the performing sacrifice as recommended as. But if one simply chants Hare Krishna, it is to be understood that he performs all kinds of yajna, because there is nothing within our vision except Hare, the energy of Krishna, and Krishna. So there is no difference between Krishna and his energies. Now, since everything is a manifestation of energy, it is to be understood that everything is Krishna. One simply has to accept everything in Krishna consciousness, and he is a liberated soul. So very nice point Prabhupada is trying to make, that we are already connecting to the energy. So no need of separately doing anything. One should not misunderstand that because everything is Krishna, Krishna has no personality. No, Krishna is so full that in spite of keeping himself separate from everything by his energy, he is everything. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. So, dear Lord, O personified Vedic knowledge, in the past millennium, long, long ago, when you appeared as a great boar incarnation, you picked up the world from the water as an elephant picks up the lotus flower from the lake. When you vibrated transcendental sound in that gigantic form of a boar, the sound was accepted as a sacrificial hymn, and great sages like Sanaka meditated upon it and offered prayers for your glorification. So from the breath of the Lord, all the Vedic hymns come. And that's actually what happened here. The gigantic boar when you vibrate a transcendental sound in the form of a bowl. And Prabhupada writes, a significant word used in this verse is Triyagatra, which means the transcendental form of Lord is the Vedas. Anyone who engages in the worship of the deity or form of Lord in the temple is understood to be studying all the Vedas 24 hours a day. Simply by decorating the deities of Lord Radha and Krishna in the temple, one very minutely studies the injunctions of the Vedas. Even a neophyte devotee who simply engages in the worship of deities to be understood to be in direct touch with the purport of Vedic knowledge. So this is a very nice point for us, that we need not all the Veda, the purpose, instead of reading all the Vedas and come to the conclusion, if somebody sits and happily serves the deity, cook for them, Radha and Krishna, and serves them, sing for them, read for them, dance for them, he is getting all that is considered to be one very minutely study the injunctions of Vedas. Even a neophyte devotee simply is doing is his purport of the Vedic knowledge. So this is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Vedesha sarvair ahameva vedya. So one who worships and serves Krishna directly has understood truth of Vedas. Saprasidhatvam asmakam akankshatam darshanam te paribrata satkarmanam क्रियमाणे निर्भृतनामि यज्ञेशते यज्ञवैज्ञाक्षयं यातिस्तस्मै नमः. Dear Lord, we are awaiting your audience because we have been unable to perform the yajnas according to Vedic rituals. We pray unto you, therefore, to be pleased with us. Simply by chanting your holy name, one can surpass all obstacles. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you in your presence. So basically, these Brahmanas are attached to the sacrifices. It is a good way only, because if we are attached to the service which we are doing for the Lord, that is the perfection of life. Like, Brahmana says, okay, what can I do? Like, sometimes it happens like we want to give class and no, there is no electricity. So very peacefully we'll send one message, internet issue, no cover, take rest for today. I need not give any class. Uh, we feel sometimes there is some sort of some relief. Okay, now I need not do my things. If electricity, everything is there, then there is a responsibility. Oh, you have to do. And we are attached to our service, then we somehow try to figure it out. What can I do? How can I? Where should I go and do give the class? So this is that mentality is there. So here Brahmanas, they are some of them, maybe some of them must be relieved. They said, see, what can we do? I want to do it, but it didn't happen. I'll go home and take rest. But some Brahmanas are really sincere. They're attached. So they're telling, my dear Lord, we want to perform. So here Prabhupada is writing, the Brahmana priests were very hopeful that their sacrifice would be carried out without obstacle now that Lord Vishnu was present. It is significant in this verse that the Brahmanas, simply by chanting your holy names, we can surpass the obstacles, but now you are personally present. And what happens is, so many things can be explained in one shloka. And Prabhupada, most of the time, he takes whatever is the practical thing and benefit for us. This is the performance of Yajna by Daksha was obstructed by the disciples and followers of Lord Shiva. So the Brahmanas indirectly criticize the followers of Lord Shiva, but because the Brahmanas are already protected by Lord Vishnu, Shiva's followers could not do any harm to their prosecution of the sacrificial process. There is a saying that when Krishna protects someone, no one can do harm. And when Krishna wants to kill someone, no one can protect him. The vivid example was Ravana. He was a great devotee of Lord Shiva, but Ram killed him. Same thing was Hiranyakashipu, Kamsa, everybody. Then Maitreya says, After Lord Vishnu was glorified by all present, Daksha, his consciousness purifier, arranged to begin again the yajna which has been devastated by the followers of Lord Shiva. And then Maitreya said, my dear sinless Vitra, Lord Vishnu is actually the enjoyer of all results of sacrifice, yet because of his being the super soul of all living entities, he was satisfied simply with his share of sacrificial offering. He therefore addressed Daksha in a pleasing attitude. So Bhoktaram Yajnatapsam. So he is the enjoyer of all sacrifices, austerities, penances, and is the ultimate goal. So if it does not know one, they are misled. And Krishna clearly tells, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. Right? Prabhupada is giving this. And he had such a friendly attitude towards all living entities. Another point here is that he does not encroach upon another share. So in the yajna, there is a share for the demigods, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, and the share for Lord Vishnu. He is satisfied with his own share and does not encroach upon others. Indirectly indicates that he is not satisfied with Daksha trying to deny Lord Shiva in his share. So Maitreya addressed Vidra as sinless because Vidra was pure Vaishnava and never committed any offense to any demigod. Although Vaishnavas accept Lord Vishnu as the supreme, they are not prone to offend demigods. So very clear Prabhupada is telling. They give the demigods proper respect. So Vaishnavas accept Lord Shiva as the best Vaishnava. For a Vaishnava, there is no possibility of offending any demigod, and demigods are also pleased with the Vaishnavas because they are faultless devotees of Lord Vishnu. So this is a famous shloka. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Aham Brahmascha Shivascha Jagatah Karanam Param Atmeshvara Upadrishta Swayam Drig Avisheshanaha. Lord Vishnu replied, Brahma, Shiva, and I am the supreme cause of the material manifestation. I am the super soul, the self-sufficient witness. But impersonally, there is no difference between Brahma, Shiva, and myself and me. So here, what we have to see, we have Bala, Abala, that criteria we should take. All the statements of Bhagavatam should be in line with the Paribhasha Sutra. We have discussed this. Paribhasha Sutra is Ete Cham Sakala Pumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So the statements, any other statement of Bhagavatam, we should look in this perspective only. How Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. But this shloka looks contradictory. So we should reconcile this shloka in terms of Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam only. Because the whole book's purpose is that. And Bala Pala is like, okay, uh, there it is said, why can't I take this statement as the main statement? Why should I take Ete Chansa Kala Pumsa as the main statement trying to understand this? Why can't I do the opposite? That I take this as the main statement and try to reconcile Ete Chansa Kala Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam based on this shloka. I can do it reverse, right? So that also a point of argument. You are telling Paribhas Sutra, I will tell this is a Paribhas Sutra. But it is not like that. It is not possible. So Paribhas Sutra we have discussed. It should be in the beginning of the book. And when all the purpose, the main thing about the main question was asked about all the incarnations, in that context, when all the incarnations are mentioned, in that context it is told all these amshas, all these incarnations are either amshar, kala. So this is Ete Chamsa Kala, Amshas and Kalas. So, but Krishna is Bhagavan. So it is very clearly mentioned at the current. And then another important thing is that it has the strength. It is stand alone statement. It is not depending on. There is no, the context is very clear. It is stand. But here, if we see, Vishnu is speaking in the context of Daksha offending Lord Shiva and Brahma. So there is a context for this shloka. When Vishnu is talking, he is talking to a very specific audience, that is Daksha, and based on that incident that happened. So there is a context for it. It is not standalone. Now, if Lord Vishnu is talking to Daksha about Shiva, in other context, he may say something else. and he's talking with Daksha with some other universal management, the description and everything will be different. But now he offended him. That's why he is speaking in a such a way. That is the point. So the point, but when it comes to Parivar Sutra, it is not like that. So this statement cannot be taken, it should be taken in light with Parivar Sutra only. It should match with that, your understanding. So that's why we have to clearly see Bhagavatam is very consistent. Consistent in the sense, see, there is what is called Anya Bhasha. Like say, all the statements of Bhagavatam, even here Parikshit Maharaj also tells sometime, Krishna is Amsha. Lord himself is telling, they are not different to me. So there are so many other personalities who speak, but there has particular context in what they are speaking. That should be understood very clearly, and that will help us to reconcile the statements without getting confusing. Otherwise, people have this blame on Shastras. They say there is redundancy. Redundancy means repeat the same thing again and again and again. Second thing, they say self-contradictory. So here we see there is self-contradiction. Within Bhagavatam only you have many statements saying Krishna is Amsha. And one statement directly which is mentioned in the beginning, you say this is he is the uh, Supreme Lord. So there is a what do you call contradiction. There is no contradiction actually. It is just context that is spoken. That's why it looks like contradiction. So this is the blame they do on Shastra. So we should be clear about it. Not there is no self contradictions, redundancy, self contradiction, and there is false. So these are the three arguments that they give for the Vedas. So here, this shloka also we should see that there is not, it is not redundant, it is not self-contradictory, it is not false. So anyway, and Krishna is saying, Aham adirhi devana, yo va imani bhutani jayante, aham sarvasya prabho, and janmadhyasya yataha, sarvam kalamidam brahma. So there are so many statements which are given in the Shastras. Tene Brahma Hadyadi Kave. So which proves that Krishna is not just equal to them, but they are all part of him. In that way, there is equality. Atma Mayam Samavishya Soham Gunamayi Mayam Dvija Srijan Rakshan Haran Vishwam Dadrshe Sanjanam Kriyochita. Lord, continue. My dear Daksha, Dvija, I am the original personality of Godhead, but in order to create, maintain, and inherit this cosmic manifestation, I act through my material energy, and according to the different grades of my activity, my representatives are differently named. Wow, this is nice statement. See what Lord is telling, very nice point. He said that I only act through my material energy and according to different grade of activity. So he's acting action of creation, action of annihilation, action of maintenance. So there are so many activities. So according to different grade of activity, and they're representative for that activity, and they are differently named. So my representatives are there. So every department has a representative, and they're differently named. So for creation, it is Brahma. The different grade of activity, different representative for it, and differently named, like that. And then there are other any activity, like Indra is doing some activity. So there is a different grade of activity and different personality for it. And Prabhupada says, Jiva Bhutam Mahabaho. The whole world is energy released from the supreme source, the personality of Godhead. Who further, uh, it is further stated in Bhagavad Gita, acts in superior energy and inferior energy. So we are like that, part and parcel. And the same, there are many living entities, and the same living entity acts under the influence of different qualities of material nature. The entities have different bodies, but originally in the beginning of creation, Lord Vishnu is alone. For the purpose of creation, Brahma is manifest. See here. So for creation, Brahma. For annihilation, Shiva. As far as the spiritual entrance into the material world is concerned, for the all beings are part and parcel of Supreme, but under the covering of different material qualities, they have different names. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva are qualitative incarnations, they are Guna avatars. Clear, right? And then says Tasmin Brahmanya Advityai Kevale Paramatmani Brahmarudra cha Bhutani Bhedenjo Anupatsyati. The Lord continued, one who is not in proper knowledge thinks that demigods like Brahma and Shiva are independent, or he even thinks that the living entities are independent. So, this is lack of knowledge. We think that they are separate from the Lord. Yata Povanna Swangeshu Sriya Panya Adishvakachit Prakya Buddhim Kurute Evam Bhuteshu Matparaha. A person with average intelligence does not think the head and other part of the body to be separate. Similarly, my devotees does not differentiate Vishnu, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, from anything or any living entity. And this is a very important criteria for devotee, that they can see the Lord's hand in all the things that are happening, and you can see Lord in all living entities also. Oh, both the things are there. We'll take two more shlokas. He says that Lord continued, one who does not consider Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, or the living entities in general to be separate from the Supreme, and who knows Brahma actually realizes peace, others do not. See, Kapila Dev, he is telling same one point, that if you see you should not see the difference between living entities. If you see that what will happen? We will not be able to, even if you are worshipping the Supreme Lord. Lord said, I will not accept such worship. If you remember this Kapila's one of the statements, he says, if somebody disrespect the living entity and comes for worshipping me, I don't accept his worship, because he is indirectly disrespecting me only. So one side he is feeding with one hand, other hand he is beating. It's like that. So Lord says not. So similarly, here also it is same thing Lord is trying to tell. So this is actually Brahman realization, Paramatma realization. We have to come to this realization where we don't see the difference between the Supreme Lord and living entity in terms of Lord's energy is there and Lord's part and parcel is there. So we don't offend anyone and we don't try to minimize, we try to be friendly with all living entities. So this is what helps us to focus our mind on Krishna. Next shloka says Maitri Vacha Evam Bhagavata Adishya Dishtha Prajapatirpati Harim Architva Kartuna Svena Devan Ubhyato Yataha. The sage Maitreya said, thus Daksha, the head of all Prajapatis, having been nicely instructed of the Supreme Personality of God, worship Lord Vishnu. After worshipping him by performing the sacrificial ceremonies, Daksha separately worshipped Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. So he separately worshipped both persons. Lord Vishnu should be offered everything, and his prasad should be distributed to all the demigods. This practice is still followed in temple of Jagannath Puri. There are many temples of demigods around the main temple of Jagannath, and prasad, which is offered first to Jagannath, is distributed to all the demigods. The deity of Bhagalini is worshipped with the prasad of Vishnu. So Bimala Prasad, Bimala Devi is there. And the famous Shiva temple of Bhuvaneshwar, the prasad of Lord Vishnu or Jagannath is offered to the deity of Lord Shiva. This is the Vaishnava principle. The offering, however, is in relation to the center, the supreme personality of God, Krishna or Vishnu. The devotee who is highly elevated sees the relationship of Krishna in everything. He does not see anything of as being independent of Krishna. This is a version of oneness. And then, with all respects, Daksha worshipped Lord Shiva with his share of remnants of yajna. After finishing the ritualistic sacrificial activities, he satisfied all other demigods and other people assembled there. They all finished all the duties with the priest. He took bath and was fully satisfied. So today, interestingly, both today, first session and second session, we are having the same shlokas. Thus, worshipping the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Vishnu by the ritualistic performance of sacrifice, Daksha was completely situated on the religious path. Moreover, all the demigods who have assembled on the sacrifice blessed him that he might increase his piety, and then they left. Maitreya said, I have heard that after giving up the body he has received from Daksha, Dakshayani, his daughter, took her birth in the kingdom of Himalaya. She was born to the daughter of Me, she is born as the daughter of Meena. I heard this from authoritative sources. So, and then he says, Ambika, goddesses Durga, who is known as Dakshayani Sati, again accepted Lord Shiva as a husband, just as different energies of Supreme Personality of God act under during the course of a new creation. Prabhupada writes, according to the version of Vedic mantras, Parashya Saktir Vividaiva Shuyate, Supreme Lord is different energy. Shakti is female and Lord is masculine. It is the duty of female to serve under the Supreme Purusha, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita. So Durga is a representative of material energy and Lord Shiva is a representative of Supreme Person. So the connection of Lord Shiva and Ambika or Durga is eternal. Sati does not accept any husband but Lord Shiva. So that is the system. Maitreya said, my dear Vidra, I heard the story of Daksha Yajna, which was devastated by Lord Shiva from Uddhava, a great devotee and a disciple of Brihaspati. So Maitreya heard this from Uddhava. The great sage Maitreya concluded, if one hears and again narrates with faith and devotion this story of Daksha Yajna, and it is as it was conducted by the Supreme Personality of God Vishnu, then certainly he is cleared of all contaminations of material existence, O son of Guru. So we have a question here. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for a wonderful class. Prabhuji, this deity worship, only for Kanishta Adhikar is it's recommended for Kanishta Adhikar, deity worship.
Everybody should do deity worship. In Uttama Bhagavat also, they also do deity worship.
Okay.
Not only for...
Prabhuji, in today's purport, like somebody is doing deity worship, they're executing sloka is that executing all the conclusions of the Vedic scriptures.
Yeah, he's worshipping deity means he has understood the conclusion of Vedas. Yes.
Okay, somebody may not go deep into the philosophy, but if he's nicely, strictly doing deity worship, that is sufficient.
Yeah, it will work. Actually, what happens is Madhu Kaitaba, they steal the Vedas from Brahma. And Lord comes as Hayagriva and again kills them and again gives back to Lord Brahma all the Vedas. So Brahma says, before I'll not be able to comprehend the essence of the Vedas. So You tell me what is the essence of this Vedas. So for 5 nights, Lord Vishnu explains to Brahma Pancharatras. So Pancharatra basically is deity worship only. So that is the essence of Vedas in that way. You
Oh,
understand?
अच्छा. Probably that
Brahma says,
Madhukaitha,
I'll
they
be.
stole in, they stole in the this one. Then Haigriva came and he brought back the Vedas. Then what happened? Later what happened, Guruji?
Brahma said, again, they may be stolen. At least give me the essence.
Oh, okay.
I don't know when I will be able to study, understand. You tell me the essence first. Accordingly, I'll act. Lord tells Pancharatra in 5 nights, the essence is this. And that's Pancharatra based on Pancharatra is whole deity worship only.
Our ISKCON were following the Pancharatrika Vedana, Prabhuji.
All follow Pancharatra. There are actually many Pancharatras. We follow Agama Shastras. There are some more than 100 Agama Shastras. And where all Pancharatra Vidhi is explained. So we follow that.
And Agama Shastra also part of Pancharatrika, Prabhuji.
Ha, yes.
Oh, अच्छा.
Sorry,
Okay.
actually there are some uh, different. I am also not expert in all the Shastras, but I just
But what I heard is this one, like, we are following the Pancharatrika. Like we go to South Indian, like Tamil Nadu, they are
they
following
also
Agama
follow.
Shastra.
No,
अच्छा.
no, no. There are many books on that.
Okay.
Samhitas, Agamas, and all. There are many books on that. They have their own authorities. They follow like Sri Vaishnavas. They follow some Pancharatras, and then there are Vaikanasas. They follow some other Pancharatras. So the priests who worship Balaji in Tirupati, they are Vaikanasas. So they follow different Samhitas. They don't follow what Sri Vaishnavas are following. So everybody has their own references, and all are right only.
Oh, अच्छा. There's one more thing, so like youth preachers and fundraisers, like when we ask to, when they're asked to do deity worship, they feel very burdened and, like it's very important deity worship. They feel very difficult to come and do deity worship.
Actually, we should relate to a person called Krishna. So there is a person called Krishna who is happy that we come to him and give him something, offer him something, and we want to be related. So ours is a personal moment. If you don't want to have a relationship with somebody called Krishna, then how can we go to spiritual world?
That was I also realized, but I don't know, they may give high priority to the preaching, but at least once in a while, when you're asked to come and do deity worship, they maybe because of passion, I don't know. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
mostly they
see,
feel very
ours is
burdened.
like in the class also. Now I have so much impersonal come. Like we should know the people who are attending. We should be able to relate to them. Ours is
Okay.
a personal moment. With the Lord also we should relate to him. See, if you want Krishna in life or not? You want
Yes,
Krishna. If
yes,
Krishna is
ma'am.
telling, okay, come and do something to me, I said I don't have time. That means what? You don't want Krishna.
Oh, mm,
You want to him, you should do something. Now, personally, you are getting opportunity to feed. You are getting opportunity to feed Krishna, and you are telling I don't have time. What does it mean?
mm,
So that's why Sri Vigrahara Taranityanana Shringaratan Mandira Manjunado Yuktasya Bhaktam Saniyanjatopi Vande Guru Sri Charanaravinda. So Guru is doing this Sri Vigraha Aradhana and we are assisting Guru. So Guru likes to do service to the deities. And that's why all the acharyas they have their personal deities. You see, all the Goswamis, they are not preachers, they are preachers. They are writing, they are preaching, they are traveling, but they carry deities with them. All the Brahmana must see should have salagram compulsory. Otherwise, it's not a Brahmana only Vedic times. That means they have a moving deity with them. Compulsory.
Prabhuji, personal deity, like, at least we can have proper, like our Nithya Gurung or
No,
generally in
temple, if
temples.
you are staying in temple, that is your personal deity. You go and serve them.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay. Sometimes let us say we be transferring, we move into different places. So, do you think that we have an deity, like, or wherever you temple, you go just worship there? I don't. Sometimes
Wherever
I
we
feel
are in
that connection
ashram,
is.
if you are in ashram, you serve the temple deities. If you are staying outside, For grihasthas and all, they can have their personal duties.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay. Prabhu, that Falashruti, when we're hearing the Falashruti and all, generally, like it appears like Karma Kanda, na, Prabhuji. Generally, we don't, Falashruti and all, I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
why I
Please
told.
correct me.
Yeah, I told. So people say, "Oh, because of Guru I got this, because of Krishna I got this." So that mentality is there. So attract such people, this Falashruti is given. But we want to please the Lord by hearing Bhagavatam. We want to please the Lord. We want to give Him pleasure. That's the main criteria for us.
In the Bhagavatam also, Falashruti they are mentioning. So to encourage them, or I mean, like, I
Yeah, to
didn't
encourage
understand.
such people who have that mentality. But we don't want like that. Our Falashruti is Krishna is happy, we are happy.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Thank you. Correct.
Rantra